So let's first wish everybody good morning. Then let's wish everybody the greatest day of the week, Shabbat. To wish you all and your families a Shabbat Shalom. As you all know, the last couple of months, I've been attempting to rename the town that I'm standing, that you're sitting in. Because I believe, as I travel around, myself, with Charles, with my wife, my family, we are living in paradise. They could call it deal all they want. This is paradise. Paradise, New Jersey. There is nothing that a community could be more blessed with than everything that we have here. Whether you go home next week, whether you stay like we are, it doesn't matter. It matters that you got here and that you're enjoying Paradise, New Jersey to the maximum. And that leads me to my next point. Yeah, louder? Wow. Okay, I could even speak without a microphone. But you want a mic, we put a mic. The building to my right is a property that I think no one, even the builders, even the architects, and I don't mean the actual architects, I mean the architects from our community that had the vision to see the DSN. I promise you, this could go throughout the community, everybody could hear this. I don't think they themselves thought the success that we're experiencing in this property would have been the way it is. It just showed you we didn't know we needed it, we didn't know how badly we wanted it, and now we have it. Let alone to my left, the children and the kids that I've heard about. I'm not a kid, so I don't know what it looks like when thousands of kids come out. I see my friend Maurice Caria, one of the architects that helped find the vision, along with many, many people. Today's not about praises or names, but I saw Maurice, and I just wanted to say that he was front and center in having this vision. And then before I talk about Israel, to my left and my right, and everybody that's not here, that wears the cloak that they wear, our rabbis. There is nobody that has given themselves up to give this community the guidance, the direction, the care, and the love that they are dispensing throughout our community. I personally have been around for a good while, and I've never seen synagogues from lake to lake, that's from Allenhurst all the way to Rabbi Diamond's Kollel, brimming, that I ever believe there'd be mornings and Shabbats that there's no room, there's no seats, 3 minyans, we have 7 in the Deal Shul. We're only one of the 17 synagogues. Who would have thought? And it's all because they were here before and they weren't full. It's all because of the men behind me. It's all because of these rabbis. And I know you know that. It just, I sometimes like to bring things out, as you've noticed that I brought out this morning, about the topics that I touched on. Now to Israel, Matobu. So, was it a year and a half ago? About 18 months ago, I met Jack Schroer, Sammy Saka, and a few other men in Jerusalem, and they took me on a journey until we got back to the Kotel. We always end up, and we made this preliminary little speech. And we weren't going on a tour. We weren't going to Tiberias. We weren't going to any of the great graves to pray. We went to look at sites that would accommodate, that would work for our community, where builders would build apartments, because there's no houses in Israel, 12 people own a house there, where we would build the most luxurious apartments for our community, and yet they had to be affordable. And Sammy was very, very sensitive about affordability, because what he wanted, because of the size of our families and the way they build apartments in Israel, which you'll hear about when I hand the microphone over to Jack, is they build them smaller than we're accustomed to. So for instance, Alice needs 3 to become the size of the apartment for my family. Someone else would need 2. Right, Rabbi?
Yes.
Somebody might have a larger family and need 4. But the point is, we want everybody to look at this and look to make a long-term investment, because in Israel, everything takes time. And now with the issues that they're having with Judea Samaria, and the workers coming in from, I met with Rabbi Ben-Sur, the minister, 2 weeks ago. We were together, and he's bringing people from all over the world. He loves India, China, wherever they can get labor. Israel is short of labor. His goal is 120,000 people. And that would allow all of these buildings to continue their timeline to get built. Because I'm not sure, and you're not sure, when the Judea Samaria would reopen and the workers could start to come back in and continue to build our yeshivot. They built everything. They know how to work with stone, with brick. But putting that aside, we have today 4 builders. 2 are from Mexico City, 2 are from Israel proper, and the motherland. You know that it's the motherland. Yes, I was born in Brooklyn, but Israel's our motherland. And you're going to hear more and more about it in specific. But the real point is that we should all of us, should look very seriously at buying apartments in Israel. So we should have an additional home for our luxury. Now, that luxury, please don't rewind the tape one day and tell me, Harry Ajmi, it is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is something that everybody that can afford it should have. And I believe that. And my rabbis believe that. They know that to be the case. The world is changing. The demographics are changing, starting with France and England and Canada and maybe the United States. I'm not sure how many Jews are going to be in France in 2030. I would say a handful. They're going to Israel. I'm not sure how many intelligent Jews are going to stay in England. Yeah, democracy and England and all that stuff. But the Muslim population in France and England is multiplying tenfold, where the Jewish population is not. So, Israel, Israel, Israel. Whether it's full-time, part-time, to have a place for you and your children and your families, which I close with this. These 2 men have worked so diligently. They were so particular in every detail. And I know the reason, because I watched as they evolved and went along. Because we're picky people. We like nice things. We want things to be right. We want things to be beautiful. We have a certain standard with kitchens and bathrooms and the way that we live. So they've covered all that. Everything you could ever think of, including the neighborhood, including the area, including the light rail that's across the street, including all the other aspects they have thought about. So, ladies and gentlemen, rabbis, I bring you Matobu. Jack Sroor.
Thank you, Harry. So I just ask for everybody's patience. It's not going to be a long speech, but it's a big moment for me, and I hope that I can express myself. So the other night, I went out with somebody that I started a budding relationship with, and he told me just talk from the heart. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. What I'm going to say now is in honor of all the great rabbis of our community, in honor of my parents, all four of them, my wife, all my siblings, and my family. They all gave me their blessing today, so they're right behind me. I'm not here alone. You know, when we come down the aisle, when we first get married, we start with Matobu ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. We're all on a journey to find our higher self. When we go and meet our spouse, it's all a journey to get to that next level. And where does that come from? It comes from Bilam, Harasha. He was summoned to curse the nation. A lot of anti-Semites today, so we can understand these people today. He was an anti-Semite. He really wanted to hurt us. But God loved us so much that he limited his speech and he told them, I control you. And Bilam said, you're right, you do control me. And so every time he tried to curse the nation, he failed. Until this beautiful blessing comes out. Matobu alecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. This blessing I see in this community. We drive around Deal, New Jersey. Not only does it have beautiful architecture, but it has light coming out of all the homes. All the homes are there to lift each other. All the homes are there to strengthen each other. Bilam was talking about us. That's where we stand today. And where does this beauty come from in this community? How? How did we have this miracle of where we're standing today? It's many generations of work and determination. And it all starts in this book. Everything, the foundation is here in this book that we all hold so dear. In the book, we know there's commandments like honor the mother, honor your father, lift the weak, and all the things that happen in this community on a daily basis in 17 different locations. We go everywhere on any random day, and we can see all the commandments practiced in this book. But there are commandments in this book that are only to be practiced in Eretz Yisrael. And that's what we're here for today. We're here to present the opportunity to really grasp this whole book and bring it into our lives and spread the light of this community to Eretz Yisrael, because we know the light that this community has. I'm here today, because of my role models. My father, who's done everything for me, who's my backbone, strengthens me. At 12 years old, he took me to Israel with my whole family for the summer. And I remember it so vividly. The Colony Beach Hotel in Bat Yam was having their grand opening. And we went there, and it wasn't like a hotel. We had a room. We had like a villa. I don't know what we had, but I remember I was 12 years old. I remember going on day trips everywhere. And that was the summer that my neshama fell in love with Eretz Yisrael. From that point forward, it's been a magnet to me. I can't stop thinking about it. Every time I read the Torah, I remember these moments and the ability to grasp it. And on one of those day trips, my father took us to Hebron on a Friday. And he takes us there to Hebron on a Friday, and we come in. We almost got killed. So the army stops him right before we get to the Marat al-Akhbar, and they go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going to the Marat. He goes, what do you mean? It's Friday. They're coming out. All the Arabs are praying. They're coming out right now. He's like, oh, I don't know. My mother is starting to freak out. So they put me in the Humvee, in the army Humvee. I was a little kid with my sister and my brothers. I remember it so clearly. And I was like, wow, the guys that's protecting me is our people. So this is our guy. It's not like a regular, this is our guy. It made me feel so strong. It made me feel so like proud that look at the times we live in. And Hebron to me, from that point forward, became special to me. If we go to Hebron today, it's not the prettiest city, but it's a very holy and special city. So when I met my friend Yishai Fleischer, who works in Hebron, he took me for a tour around Hebron, and he brings me to Kever Ruth and Yishai. I didn't even know Ruth was buried in Hebron. And he takes me there, and I see it's dilapidated, broken, disgusting. I said, Yishai, what is this? This can't be. This is Israel. And he looked in my eyes, and as if he's looked into my soul. And he goes, Jack, don't complain. You want to do something? Help me fix it. I'm like, how can I help you fix it? He said, I know everybody in this town. I can do things quietly. We'll start with a little piece. I said, deal. My mother is Ruth. I can't see my mother like this. Of course I gotta raise my mother. I gotta always pick her up. She's done everything for me. The most loyal person, like Ruth. And all the Ruths that we have in this community. And that's the way we have today. We can engage Israel on such a powerful level. On such our names, Lo Shanu Et Shemam, that's how we stay Jewish. And today we come back to the source of all the names. And the strength of why we are still here and talking about how all the shuls are brimming. It's all from the Torah and it all starts in Eretz Israel. And you know who else was born in Hebron? Grandpa Hai Zabidi. Did you know that, Harry?
I did.
He was born in Hebron. And he came to this community 3 months old. You know Grandpa Hai and Grandma Lee? They made all the old people happy in this community. They took them, they made them around, they brought all the tabekes. And I saw how my mother and my father, Mark and Meryl and Gabe, did kibud avayim. From this Torah again. They're exemplary the way they did it. I learned how to do kibud avayim from them because they are the highest people the way they do it. We have the highest people in this community because we all are, it's osmosis. It just happens, it's organic. Another commandment in the Torah is ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Many scholars in our community, I learned from many, that this really means, if you want to perform this commandment, love your spouse. If you can love your spouse, and you can treat your spouse the way you want to be treated, Bezrat Hashem, you can really love everybody. And I tell my wife that if it wasn't for you, I would never be here. Because you're my balance. You protected me from crashing 1,000 times. You made sure I had the right partners. You made sure that you always bring unity and harmony to the home. And you give me guidance. And without you, none of this would have been. So that's how I want to start. I wanted to give the proper hakarat tov to the people that are behind me. Because it's not me that it's up here. It's a lot of people that I'm representing. So let's talk about the dream in the land of Eretz Yisrael. This week's parasha, we have many places where it talks about Eretz Yisrael, but I'm only going to read 2. And the reason why I want to read it is because I want to bring the reality of the moment of today to us. Hashem commands through Moshe, the entire commandment that I command you today, you shall observe to perform, so that you may live and increase. We've seen that. And come and possess the land, hopefully soon, that Hashem swore to your forefathers. It's a powerful, powerful pasuk. For Hashem your God is bringing you to the good land, a land with streams of water, of springs and underground water coming forth in valley and mountain, a land of wheat, barley, grape, fig, and pomegranate, a land of olive oils and date honey, a land where you will eat bread without poverty. You will lack nothing there, a land whose stones are iron, from whose mountains you will mine copper. You will eat, you will be satisfied, and you will bless Hashem your God on the good land that He gave you. Ve'achalta v'sava'ata uverachta et Adonai Elohecha al haaretz haTorah asher natana. We're talking about the land every time we bless Hashem. Mitzvah deoraita b'richat hamazon. We're talking about the land that we're trying to attach ourselves back to. And in that land, there's a beautiful heart called Jerusalem. And it's no doubt that Jerusalem has a feminine energy. Everywhere in the Torah that Jerusalem is brought up, it's in the feminine term. It either could be a mother who wants to be reunited with her kids. She wants to hug her children. She misses them so much. It could be a wife that you have to talk to her heart. We just read it in Echa. Daber elev Yerushalayim. Or a daughter that needs to be nurtured and protected from the jihad that's trying to scare us from living in the land. What we do know is that we have to adorn Jerusalem the way our women are adorned here. The most classy and beautiful women that just shine, that's the way Jerusalem is to look. And I believe that our community holds the key to make Jerusalem shine that way. Because we know how to do that. We know how to make Jerusalem, and we know how to make things shine. Look at where we're sitting. Now, the dream. They say, Hashem will bring you the way you want to go. The dream over here is so close, we can almost touch it. They say 6 years you shall work, and the 7th year you shall rest. That's really what this dream is about. 6 years, about 6 years, a customized project for our community that is in early stages that we can now look at, customize to our needs, and that's why we're able to offer it for such amazing prices. And that's why we're able to offer it to everyone to their needs because of this early stage that we're in. And the partners that we have are not regular people. First of all, they understand us because they live in the Mexican community, the Syrian Mexican community, and they live exactly like us. So we got lucky that when we went to developers and spoke to them, they knew our language. Everybody turned us away. They're like, this is the project. You want to sell it as is, small houses, small apartments. These guys, they stopped. And they're like, wait, we need this need also. We want to be with our families, and we're not living in boxes. We want beautiful apartments. This could work. We're at the right stage. And let me tell you a little bit about these partners. You have the Shamaria, the Azarzar, and the Abuchatzera families here. These people are visionaries. They're strong and they're courageous in their building. Everything they do in Eretz Yisrael is with strength. They have many projects in the pipeline. They're builders of Israel, but most of all, you guys are servants of Hashem. I know it. I see it. I can tell the way you speak. You're masters of the good name. Tov Shem, Yishem, and Tov. Everything we do, it's all about protecting the good name. That's what this project is built on. Good names. It's not on money. It's on good names. And that's hopefully what's going to bring this project to fruition. So, in closing, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the project. Sorry, my pages got scrambled here. This project is infrastructure building for our community. It's going to contain a shul, customized to our needs, a simcha hall, a lot of retail. And the location, the whole neighborhood is coming down over the next 20 years. Imagine walking in a neighborhood that's brand new. And this project sits at the entrance of the neighborhood, which is going to be the pearl of the neighborhood. It's right across the street from the light rail and the tennis center, and there are parks. And it will fill every need that our community has. I think it will be something like this, where it's going to exceed our expectations, hopefully, Bezrat Hashem, if we have a strong response. And what is it going to result in? It's going to result in our community coming closer to Hashem. We're going to be on the ground. We're going to have more balance in our community because we see what's going on in the world today. If at the time we have to go to Israel, we don't know when that is. We hope that everything stays the same for a long time. Because this community is great, and I'm not leaving this community. I'm with this community no matter what. Because this is my power. But if we were to go together, at least we'll know where we're going. We have a hub that we're building. We have infrastructure that we're building. And B'ezrat Hashem, that's the opportunity on the table. And I believe with all my heart that if we're on the ground and we start cooking over there, that we, our people, we can build the Beit HaMikdash. We can figure it out. Building committee of the Beit HaMikdash, they're coming to our community for sure, because we know how to build. Acharon Chaviv. I want to talk about my partner in this project, Mr. Sammy Saka, who not only became a very close friend and a brother, but a mentor. I learn from you every single time we're on the call. I just watch and I listen and I learn. Sammy is not only humble, but he's full of Torah wisdom. On many calls, every call probably, there's Torah. He's strong, but I think that his superpower is two people that he always brings up in almost every call. Mr. Charlie Sacco was brought up many a time on our calls. There's a video that Rabbi Galimidi made about Mr. Charlie Sacco, and he ends, I believe that Charlie Sacco is going to build the Beit HaMikdash. And that's what pushed Sammy to enter this project. Hopefully, one day, a Charlie Sacco will build the Beit HaMikdash, because that's prophetic words, B'ezrat Hashem. Hopefully they become prophecy. Another great man that Sammy always brought up, and this is what I learned from him the most, is the Rambam. The Rambam's middle road. Every time we came to Passé with our partners in Israel, negotiation, Sammy always came along and said, guys, middle road. This is what I want, this is what you want, middle road. And he got us to the next step. And he got us to the next step. He never looked to the end. He always looked at the step in front of him, and he uses the Rambam's middle road. And I learned from that, the middle road, just like my father says, always be in the middle road. Make sure that you're always able to talk to everybody. And that's what our nation really needs today, is the middle road. We need to be able to come together. So, before I give this back to Harry, so you can introduce Sammy, straight to Sammy. I'd like to say that. Good. So before I give you this, Harry, for you, I want to say thank you for giving me time. Because I understand that your most precious commodity is time. And for you to bring me into your office on countless occasions, I don't know if you know what you've done for me by giving me that time. And I bless you, Bezrat Hashem, that you will be there in Jerusalem, cutting the ribbon with your family, Bezrat Hashem, together. And hopefully, we'll build the Mikdash together. Thank you very much.
I didn't need to introduce Sammy, but I just wanted to say to the former president and the current chairman of Hillel Yeshiva, I'm very sensitive to schools, being a part of the education system back in Brooklyn. And I watched my friend, how he evolved the Hillel Yeshiva, and he had his great mentors over the years and years and years that he grew to the position that he's in now. And he too is an architect. He's an architect because he's taken Hillel from here to here with some unbelievable men and women by his side. He can't do it alone. None of us can ever, anywhere. And we're 1,350 children, and I've watched him, I've watched the school evolve over the years, and this too, Rabbi Saul Kassin, must be a tremendous task for the Rosh Yeshiva. I know I graduated from Hillel a few years ago. I didn't graduate high school, and Rabbi Saul Kassin and Sammy did something very special for me. They did it for your father. Also, Charlie Saka. So I'm in good company. We graduated from Hillel Yeshiva in June of one of the years. I think I was 3 years ago when I graduated. So Hillel is in my heart. Sammy's in my heart. Rabbi Saul Kassin's in my heart. This community is in my heart, as you all know. I turned the microphone over so we can keep moving this morning, so he can give you more specific details about this project and about how it came about and how it was born.
Thank you, Aaron. By the way, this is the last speech. We like to keep things simple. 3 is a magic number in Judaism. So, rabbis, thanks for coming today. These are not just rabbis, these are friends. These are people that, for me, are incredible role models. And there's a lot of other rabbis who I've been in touch with this project over the last 1 to 2 years. All the rabbis in our community, to keep them informed of what's going on. So the rabbis are behind this project. I took 3 of my sons with Rabbi Kassin to Jerusalem for bar mitzvahs, each one of them. Charles, Elliot, and David. I'm not an Israeli. I was never someone that that was talking about Israel all the time. I didn't go there to study when I graduated school. However, 18 months ago, I got a call from Eric Segura, and it was a few months after my father passed. And I did watch that video from Rabbi Galamidi every single day, talking about my father. And when I got that call from Rabbi Galamidi, from Eric Segura, he said, "Sammy, do you want to meet the mayor of Jerusalem?" I really had no connection. I didn't know anything. And I said, "When does he want to meet?" He said, "Tomorrow night." He wants to meet people from our community. He's Sephardic. Right? The mayor is Moshe Leon. And I said, "Is he willing to come to deal?" He said, "I'll get back to you." He called me back a half hour later and said, "Sammy, he'll come to deal tomorrow night. Could you get some people from our community?" This is September of 2022. And I got 15, 20 people together. We were in Salt. Rabbi Kassan was there. And throughout the conversations and the dinner, he said, when is the Sephardic community going to come to Israel? And it was ringing in my heart. I said, I don't know. I don't know. A few months later, with Jack Saror, we went to visit Harry. And we said, Harry, can we bring Aventura to Florida? To Israel, to Jerusalem. He said, Sammy, you think you're the first person who came to me about Israel? You think you're the first person? They come every week. You're not the first. But you know what? Why don't you get a few people together and let's start with one project. One project, and I'll back you. I says, having Harry Adri back us is worth everything. So we started speaking to people, early 23, a few people here and there. We took a trip, Memorial Day, with Harold Shama, who joined us, and Jack, and Moshe Tesson. And yes, we went driving all around, taxiing everywhere, seeing places, locations. And then we finally took a video by the Kotel with Harry. And Harry said, let's do something. Let's try to find a developer. Let's try to pick one spot. We went to 8. And somehow that video went to 15,000 people. I got a call in July of 2023. This is last year. Last year. It was Rabbi Galamidi. He said, Sammy, I saw this video. I said, yeah, we're working on it. He said, no, don't work on it. I have the people for you. I have the people. I said, who are they? He said, they come to our synagogue in Florida. It's Jacko Shamari and his sons. They have a project they're going to develop in Jerusalem. Can I give them your phone number? I said, okay, no problem. Listen, I've been buying goods in the Far East a long time. When you have a factory that you're close with, it's much easier to do business as opposed to going and show in Guangdong and worrying who these people are. We went to so many projects. By the way, we also spent one day with Rabbi Bitan. He took us as well to the Jerusalem Estates, which was a gorgeous place. I said, yeah, let them call me. They called me up. They said, we want to come see you in New Jersey. I said, when do you want to come? They said, we want to come July 31st. Well, it was the day after my father's birthday. And that night, I was having an event for Hillel in the city, which we don't usually have. I said, if I got the call from Rabbi Galamidi, and these guys want to come to New Jersey on the same day I'm running a Hillel event, there's something here. I said, come. I said, but you have to come to the Hillel event. They said, where's the event? Where was it? It's in the city, I forget.
Casa Cipriani.
Casa Cipriani.
In the small room.
Yes, could you get us rooms? I said, no problem. Of course they came to my office. We spent 3 hours in my office. They said we're gonna go back to the city. I said, no. You have to go back to deal, to see the DSN, and then you can go to the city. I want you to see what our community is about. And they came. I have a picture. Sammy Sik gave them a tour. And then we went to the city. And here we are now, over the last 12 months. I kept begging them, begging these guys, please, do it our way. Give us a chance to have big apartments. Give us a chance to have Susan Strauss. Give us Joe Mansour to make videos. Give us a chance to put our feel on this project. And they said, okay, we'll try, sure. And here we are today, a year later, where we have renderings, we have floor plans. We have Susan Strauss. We have everything we want. Not only that, we have luxury, gorgeous apartments, a shul, a pool, fitness center, everything we want. All we need to do is get started.
Affordable.
And it's affordable, which I'm going to talk about right now. 2 more minutes, 3 minutes, that's it, I'm done. Harry, you've been there for us. I thank you for your inspiring words, for being our backbone. Jack, I thank you for the introduction of this project, Matobu, Jerusalem. This project is very special. Now a call to action. We have products ranging from 1,200 square feet, I think those are decent sizes in the city, up until 2,000 square feet today. We also will have 12 large penthouses and some junior penthouses. Based on these sizes and a mix starting at 1,200 square feet to 2,000 square feet right in front of us, we could have around 400 apartments. Prices for these apartments are going to range from $1,000 a square foot. $1,000 a square foot, meaning 1,200 square feet, that's $1.2 million plus tax. That's a range. But it'll also go to 1,200 a square foot. Why? Because some people might want higher floors. Some people may want views, corner rooms. There's different types of rooms. You know, it's towers. There's 40 floors. So there'll be a range between 1,000 to 1,200 square, $1,000 to 1,200 per square foot. Shabbat over, right, casting required. The prices include Susan Strauss design, all on this side. Gorgeous. That's the prices do include it. I'm not sure about the furniture. We didn't get to the details yet. But basically, it will include the designs. We also can have upgradable options from Susan Strauss, perhaps for the junior penthouses. So that will be available as well. We can work closely with you in any possible way. These prices are for the first 80 apartments. 80 apartments. A commitment to the first 80 apartments will only require a $26,000 deposit, refundable in escrow if the project does not happen. It will be in escrow with Morris Misery, who also will be doing the due diligence while we're in this phase of the first 80 apartments, which is going to be from today to Simchat Torah. That's it. From today to Simchat Torah, we have the opportunity to take hold of this project with the first 80 apartments. I'm hoping that I could fulfill the prophecy of Rabbi Label Shapiro, my very good friend. By the way, Rabbi Label is hosting 15 people, the Shamarians and the Israelis and their family for Shabbat. Where you guys staying in the Ocean Hilton? He is taking care of everything for them. And I says, Rabbi, amazing. He says, but Sammy, I want to give you a beracha. I said, what's the beracha? That you sell out the entire buildings soon. I says, good, I'm going to go back to these developers and try to get a better price. But
And Sam, after all, what's 80 apartments with the size of our community?
I have people who have already committed that are not here today, okay? By the way, in tribute to my father, my wife and I are going to be the first to take an apartment right there, 2,000 square feet, okay? To break the ice, in tribute to my father. Again, it's refundable if it doesn't happen. But I'm going to give my deposit soon, so this way I could be one of the first 80. That's in tribute to my father, because I believe my father has been in my heart for this last year or two with this thing. I believe that hopefully we'll name something, his name somewhere in this project when it gets done, because he's been with me all the way. So I have friends that have already told me they want to come in. My good friend from elementary school, Michael Jamal, he said, Sammy, are you buying one? I said, yes. He said, I'm in. My friend Ike Massery, I think he was here a few minutes ago. He said, "Are you buying one?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I'm in." Today we have people, you can ask more information, any questions. You have the developers, you can ask them directly, the Shamarias. They speak our language. You have them here, you talk to them. You have people in Israel who are experts in building projects, they're here. You have Jack and Lillian Saror, who are here. They're involved in this project and helping to sell these, hopefully there's at Hashem 400 apartments. You have this Shalom, Stevie and Sandy Shalom, they're also involved with this project. You can talk to them. You can talk to Joe Mansour, everyone should give him a round of applause. I don't know anyone who does better videos than Joe. It's incredible. The man's incredible.
Say that they're putting a synagogue inside, our own customized synagogue.
We're going to have our own synagogue in the building, as well as a synagogue behind the project. Also, Saul Ancona is involved in this project, Saul, and Zoe Benin. That's the first people who want to help with this project. Anyone's welcome to be part of it. Speak to Jack Saror. Anyone's welcome to commit to an apartment between now and Simchat Torah, and you're in. $26,000, refundable.
Just give them a timeline of how,
Sure,
by the time this will be moving in.
sure,
They should know.
sure. Harry asked for a timeline, and I will give that right now. I'll give it to you. We're good.
Say it's an investment, never goes down.
Sure. Jack wanted to say it's an investment that never goes down.
It shows in the history of Jerusalem. You can look at it. It's
I
one
hear
of the
you.
books. It'll never go down.
I hear you, but I'm not buying it for an investment.
Yes.
I'm buying it because I want a place that I
Exactly.
could go to for the holidays. And I just wanted to speak a second about the rabbis and then the thing.
Do the
Rabbi
timeline.
Kassin, thank you. All the rabbis here. The timeline. So, by next year, hopefully, B'ezrat Hashem, 12 to 14 months from today, hopefully we're going to start the construction. And the construction could take 4 to 5 years. I don't want to lie to you. This is probably at least a 5-year project, could be more, could be 6 years. But I'm sure the faster we get moving, the faster we could get, this project. But yes, we'll start with a $26,000 deposit that's refundable. And then within 90 days after that, probably around January, the first roughly 10% will be
Cold.
needed
Cold.
to be a contract
Cold.
called, and then along the way, it's a payment plan. 10%, another 10%, it'll be a payment. We'll give you all the schedule. Everything will be outlined perfectly for everybody. It's not something where you have to give the money right away. I only got to come up with, sweetheart, 7%, 10% times 2 million, it's about 200 grand. It's money, okay? But it's affordable. It's not something where, or you could buy an apartment for $1.2 million, okay? So really, is that good, Harry?
You've done great.
Harry, close it up.
So, thank you, Sammy. Thank you. So, in closing, one of the other incredible aspects that we haven't mentioned yet, which I'm going to mention now, is there will be one in Israel, one law firm for all of us. So, everybody's going to contact the same law firm that's going to be responsible to handle the transaction, the contract, the paperwork, the Israeli legalities. There's going to be one accounting firm, because in Israel there are different tax structures and different things to form your LLC, the entity that each and every one of our families wants to have to fund the project. So it's being done incredibly professionally through Morris Mysteries firm and the lawyers and accountants in Israel that are going to make it, I like this word, seamless for us, as easy as it could be possible. I'm hoping that a project like this is going to take only 4 years, because it seems like a long time to people that are ready to move in and bring their families. Lastly, the beautiful thing that we talked about that day, whether it's this project or any project that we're going to do, we're families, right? So Alice and I are not going to be there. Amin and Lorraine are going to go there. Bobby and Anna want to go there. Lillian might want to go. So these apartments are going to be utilized by our families over the course of the year, each year and every year, like we do everything that we do, we share within our families. So I think that that's another beautiful touch and aspect on it. I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's a beautiful, beautifully designed, thought out project. We wish everybody good luck. Whoever decides to come on board, you're making a good decision. You're making the right decision. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Sammy, for putting hundreds of man hours into this project, leading us to this point, giving us this opportunity. Of course, we would be adored if each and every one of our rabbis and their families could also, going up and down the elevator on a weekday and seeing one of our rabbis as an apartment in this project also is one of the things that we dreamed about, which dreams become realities. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for coming. Please stay for breakfast. Please, everybody, stay for breakfast.